And next up, Mina from Flightcontrol. Mina, I think this is the first time I've ever done this. Mina, who puts up with most of my annoying questions on direct messages on Slack about Flightcontrol. I will hand it over to you now. Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much, David, and thanks everyone. It's really glad to be with you here. So Flightcontrol, what is Flightcontrol? We are a small startup. We are founded like over a year. We graduated YC last year, and basically we are doing a deployment platform. So deploy to your own AWS, own your infrastructure. This is the whole pitch here. It's get your application deployed to your own infrastructure and own it. It allows you to deploy your application with the same easy and intuitive developer experience we're used to from past, like Heroku, get push to deploy, ability to deploy preview environments, infrastructure as code, so you can easily replicate your deployments to multiple projects if you need to, easy and secure environment variables management, and supports web applications, offline workers, static sites, RDS and Redis, Elasticache. So that's basically what Flightcontrol is, and that's all. So I thought let's do something different, and let's do actual live demo of how easy to use Flightcontrol. And to start this, we have a very simple Redwood application here, API, web, simple stuff. It's a to-do application, and the goal is deploy this to Flightcontrol and see how easy the integration with Redwood is. We have been working with the Redwood team, amazing community, and it's really pleasure to work with the community. So I have cloned the application here, yarn and install. Let's see how fast we can get to this. I have installed previously, so that's really fast. In order to deploy to Flightcontrol, we have worked with the Redwood team, and you have built-in Redwood command. So it's yarn rw setup deploy Flightcontrol. That's all you need to do. Run it, let it do the magic. Gets you an error here, which is I have to do this. Run it again. You can see you get immediately, if you do like get def, you will see few changes done to you in order to deploy to your own AWS. Basically, you will see some environment variables added to your application, basically to support having multiple services deployed to the cloud. But that's not everything. If you do like get status here, you will see a new file added here, which is a Flightcontrol.json file. And this file includes all your infrastructure configuration. And if we wanted to have a look quickly to see how intuitive and easy this configuration is, you will see that you will have an environment or multiple environments like production, development, staging. You can name them as you need. You choose region. I am from Canada, so I will go here with CA Central 1. You can deploy to any region you want. If you are anywhere in the globe, deploy to your closest region to your users. You choose a branch to deploy from. So for example, branch main here, and then configure your services. So we support Fargate, so this would be the best deployment service for your APIs, because you will get a serverless containers that runs all the time for you. It's managed by ECS, AWS, which allows you to not worry about servers and EC2 or anything. You just, those are running 24/7 for you. If they crashed, you get new instances. You can also add auto-scaling options like minimum instances, maximum instances. And we have, we have a nice feature here that auto-complete for you. So if you want to like minimum instances here, this whole schema, the first line here allows you to do this magic. It gives you autocomplete and checks and everything. And that's it. You configure your services, you configure your domain here. You can add, for example, I need domain mina.com, mina.ca, whatever. Build command, start command, everything is built inside here. And you will see those two lines here, you will get environment variables shared across your services. So you can easily get one service sharing its own URL to the other, or the database sharing the connection string to the other. This is so powerful, and having it in this setup, we will see in a minute how powerful this setup is. And that's it. Just push this to deploy. So I'm going to do that now. Yeah, I forgot how to. Push, deploy. Now we're ready. We go to create new project. We have, this is the flight control dashboard. So you sign up, and the first thing is create a new project. You choose the project from your GitHub account. So just connect your GitHub account. You get list of all repositories. So this is the repository we're working from. Hit next, and you get to choose which branch to get the deployment from, or you can develop your own your whole environment here from the UI if you want to, but we already did that through a JSON file. So we choose flight control to JSON, and we say it's in the root flight control to JSON. We choose an AWS account to deploy to, hit create, and oops, we should change the name here. And that's all you need to do, and it will create the project for you. This usually takes quite a few minutes, because it's sometimes it actually forgot to add the file. It usually takes a few minutes to deploy the whole environment for you. But you can see now we added the file, and it gets picked up, get pushed to deploy. This is the whole magic here. We already provisioned another project for you, so you get a chance to see how this works here. So you can see now, after a successful deployment, you get database, you get the API, you get the web. Web is a static service, so S3 and CloudFront. API, you get a Fargate load balancer in order to arrange the number of instances, and CloudFront in front of them as a CDN. For database, you get RDS as Postgres. As you select, you can choose the version you need. We support all versions from version 9 all the way to 15. And from this environment here, you can edit also environment variables. You can add more environment variables if you need. You can click to get the metrics, connection strings. Anything you need is managed from one interface. But that's not all. We're going to demo a very, very quick thing in order to see the power of this platform. So if you're working with a team and you are working with like open PRs regularly, so I'm going to open a PR to this project, and let's see what happens. So I'm going to open PR here. So I added a PR from, oh, no, this is not what I need. So, okay, let's see. I just added a title here, change the title, create a pull request. And if I'm lucky enough, I hope a preview environments actually doesn't seem we have configured this correctly here, but I know why. Going to, let's see if we can do this quickly. Go to the project, and this is the I control the JSON, and whoops, yeah, it doesn't seem to pick up the preview environment, but basically the preview environment here is another configuration. So you configure your flight control to JSON to have a PR equal true, and you have the same copy paste environments that or services that you configured, and the power here is because you share the environment variables between your services. you basically get to not to worry about those connection strings or anything. Flight control takes care of all of that for you, and you should get an ephemeral environment, a preview environment, which is a very cost-efficient environment, gives you temporary URLs to test your application, and once you approve, merge the PR or close the PR, these environments get terminated for you. And yeah, that's it. Sorry for the hiccup, but for the time, I think we will we'll stop here.
Mina, you had me at live demo. All right, some quick reactions though. Amy, what do you think?
Yeah, I love the live demo and the fact that you can do all the configuration directly within a JSON file. Did have a quick question for you. I know one of the beautiful things about flight control is you can also have even more control over your data. You're not locked in. So is that just a quick click of a button on the back end? What does that process look like?
You're not logged in with flight control. Easily, you can basically click a button to disconnect flight control and eject, and you manage your infrastructure. Your infrastructure stays in your cloud. We don't delete them or anything. It's in your cloud. You own them, and you continue to manage them on your own. It's your infrastructure. You own it.
Yeah, that's beautiful that you have complete control over that, and you can scale. So you can, for a startup that's just trying to launch quickly, they have the ability to do that. But for a larger enterprise company, they can scale to what they need as well. That's awesome.
And Elena.
Yeah, well, I'm a VC, so I get to ask the question, how do you make money?
So we charge based on usage. So based on your AWS usage, we have different pricing tiers based on this usage. So this. So based on the usage of the infrastructure we manage for you, you fall into one of those tiers, and this would be your monthly charge.
And if you're a hobby user, like for Vercel, I have hobby projects and I have usage, but it's still free no matter what the usage is. Do you have something similar, or do you still charge individual indie hackers?
No, sure. Individuals are free, and because you deploy to your own AWS, usually we advise hobby users to use free tiers or make use of the 12-month free tier from AWS, which will allow anyone to probably deploy applications, test them, and get through a good state in 12 months to actually probably by then they could have a sustainable business if it's possible. Otherwise, you can apply for AWS credits, but from AWS, so from flight control side, it's free always for individuals.
Cool.
Robin, what do you think? Would you consider deploying Statapillar on flight control?
I would. I mean, the syntax of the JSON file was significantly cleaner than CloudFormation YAML files, so it looked very straightforward. And I think when you implement this stuff on your own, it's very easy to accidentally deploy something and then lose it and get billed months later for $2 and not know in AWS where the thing is or how to delete it. Is there a migration plan that you guys kind of have? Do you have documentation about how to switch over from other solutions?
Sure. So we have a great DevRel team. I think Jeff here is on the audience. So we have documentation here about how to deploy different frameworks and how to get them moving to flight control. Usually, it's an easy process. And we usually also offer support for new customers. We have Discord server available for anyone. They can ask questions. We tend to be so responsive. Also for teams, we offer Slack support for them. So that's also a good option. We are with you on this journey till you are deployed, successful, and happy on AWS.
Thank you all. Or just send Mina a DM. That's what I do. Mina, well done. Thank you. And again, you had me at live demo.